Sonia just put
Hi,
on joining for
friends.
the first
Thank
time
you so
ever.
much for jumping on this Monday night. We are definitely recording for those of you who had other engagements at this time of night. I know kiddos are running around and all that stuff. But tonight we are going to talk about some really fun stuff that's going to be really beneficial for your biz. But first, we are going to do some shout outs because we did a fun post today for the first day of our Retain and Recruit challenge / training. And we just wanted to shout out to all of you guys who participated in that post so far. So Josie, you want to run it over those?
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, oh my gosh, beautiful weather up here in Pittsburgh. Sorry for all the rain down south, Sally. Okay, sorry, here's all the people that actually commented what ranks they're ready to hit. So here we go. Sally was first for Sapphire. I hear you're getting really close. And let me see, Jesse, you're shooting for Ruby. Mary Catherine, you're going Ruby and Senior Ruby. You see, Desiree, she's shooting for Silver. I think she's getting close. I saw she signed one. And Vanessa Burns, you're shooting for Senior Silver, then Gold. Sarah Smith, you are going to hit Senior Silver and Gold. Love this. It's so fun. Let's see. Sarah Burgett. I hope I'm saying that right. All right. You are shooting for Gold. Erica Higgs, you are shooting for Silver and then Senior Silver. Let's see. Kim Cheryl, you are shooting for Ruby. I hear you're really, really close. And let me see what else. Hope, you are shooting for Senior Silver. And Erin Simmons, Senior Silver. Renee Wicker, you're shooting for Ruby. Alexis, you are going for Gold. Adrian Worley, okay, you're going for Gold. And Ashley, all right, here goes the last name. Ashley Kudnik, you're going for Senior Silver. I'm shooting for Senior Ruby. And Lori Hillman, you're going for Senior Silver. Hey, Lori. And I think that's all I have so far. And then if anybody pops in as we're going along, and maybe I'll throw it in the comments.
Yay! That is so fun. Y'all, I think we just have this amazing momentum feeling on our team right now because we have so many people who are going silver and who are just getting into this thing and they're excited. You know, I feel like sometimes our business goes through seasons where we've got people, you know, we've kind of been around the bend and we're working, and the higher up you go, a lot of times it's farther in between your ranks, you know. But it's so fun to be seeing so many people going silver and then working toward it. And now we get to celebrate Senior Silver like it's a real thing. So that's so exciting. And we just really need to cheer those people on and get excited with them. So super pumped for all of us who are just working your business. And that's what we're going to talk about in a little bit, is how we achieve those ranks, how you continue to climb in between those, and what we do when we get stuck, and what are some of the things that can help us overcome those things. So first, let's look at what's happening this week so that we can kind of get our mindset moving forward. Today's only Monday, so there are 6 more days left in this week for us to crush. And Kim's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on this week.
Yeah, a couple of things to just keep in mind this week. First, we have our 7-day trial coming next week. So especially earlier this week, really be reaching out to people and encouraging people to engage in that. Maybe you did an online event recently and they're not quite ready to jump in and take advantage of a lot of the discounts and deals you offered, but these 7-day trials are great ways for them to just get a little bit of a taste, and that might be nudge they need to say yes and move forward. But so really early this week, we want to be reaching out to people, inviting people to that. And the other thing to just really keep in mind is that all of the free codes that our new people in March received from corporate for signing up, they expire on Sunday, I believe, the 14th. So keep that in mind too as you are helping your new people go silver, that we got to really work and push and help them take advantage of those free codes to help them do that. It is such a great tool and great gift and incentive that corporate gave to really help them do that. So let's do our part as well to just help them with posting and reaching out in three-way chats and stuff to
Did you go to Philadelphia?
engage in that. And then something else, like it maybe you didn't get 3 codes. There are probably a lot of these codes that are going unused. And there was actually a post, I believe earlier today, on the Movers and Shakers page, where you can have people share their incentive codes that aren't going to be used. And that is just something and then use to maybe offer an incentive to someone that you have ready to sign up. So maybe be reaching out to some of your new people, ask them if they're planning to use those codes, they got it all. And if not, just ask if you can have it and have them to share with other people. Most of the time they're going to say yes and they don't care, but they may not just be even looking for them in their email if they aren't looking to get their products paid for right now. So look for that post. And if you don't have codes yourself to share, reach out to some of your people you signed last month, see if they have some codes that they'd be willing to share, and we can then post them for them even. So great. Again, just a great tool to have those free codes, and an easy way for us to kind of share the wealth and be able to offer people that maybe a little discount. So those are a couple of things to keep in mind. Reaching out, a lot of messaging, and just connecting with people this week to prepare for next week, and also the advances.
Yay! Okay, yes, so much going on. Tomorrow I will try and get the 7-day trial page open. Of course, we want our focus to be more on using our codes and actually signing people up this week, but we clearly know that that is not going to be everyone's cup of tea right off the bat. And we definitely want to just make sure we're getting something into their hands. Remember, we want to try and focus on either the Slim and MetaBurn, or maybe if someone wanted to do Slim and Lean, even Lean by itself. It is a more expensive 7-day trial pack because it's around, I think it's $29, isn't it? It's a little more expensive than just the pink drink to do both of those together. But I think it will be really fun for people to be able to taste some of those newer products and see what they really feel like, to see if, like, especially with MetaBurn, because you can really kind of ease into that and just see if they even like it, or if they want to try something else. Of course, people can just do the pink drink too, but I think it'll be fun to do a trial that we're kind of trying to push some of those new products that people really want to try and are really seeing great results with. So we'll get that up in the next couple of days so you guys can be adding people to that. But definitely, let's work this week on hopefully helping some of these people go silver. I know I have a friend who has signed 2 already, and we're going to try and get her silver this week. But just to make sure that we're using those codes, and it's going to be halfway through the month this week. Clearly March was insane. And so I know a lot of us are working, especially this first week. We had some recovery days, but also working on refilling our funnel. That takes posting and reaching out. And so we need to be making sure we're doing that early this week, so that even us who are not working on going silver, but on just getting our ALA and continuing to build our own business, that we have people to sign up by the end of the month. Because we can have another month where we sign 6 people. It doesn't just have to be on iPad months, right? We can continue to do that. And so that's a little bit about what I want to talk to you tonight, is how to balance out and how we have to find time and kind of time management. And it's a growing process too, of retaining people while continuing to move forward in recruitment in order to reach ranks. Because what can happen is whether you're going silver or maybe going gold, or I know for me, it was a different level of stuff at every different rank, where it was okay, now I have this many people, and all of a sudden something in your brain switches and it's okay, I have to take care of them, right? And we kind of what we call management mode. You kind of go over here and we're like, I have to take care of these people. And then we forget about the recruiting side. Likewise, we have people that go this way and they're killer recruiters, right? They recruit. And then they forget to take care of people. So what happens? 30 days goes by, maybe subscriptions aren't on, people aren't ordering again. And so they're recruiting, but they're never reaching their ranks because you do have to have both. Now, we're never going to be able to keep everybody. There are going to be life circumstances, and there are going to be people who, I had a girl who signed up in March who literally, she came out of the blue and she left out of the blue. She like tried it for 3 days and was like, nope, okay, I'm returning my product. And I'm like, you're a very impulsive person, but okay, whatever. Nice to meet you. But you know what? That's okay. It's not for everybody, but it is for like 90% of the people who are signing up. And so these two pieces are key because our business is so unique in that we are not having to throw parties and find new people to like our product one time, right? This is a monthly prioritized subscription that when people give it a chance, they will fall in love with and they will continue to take month after month. So that is our retention. And guess what that means? When we're recruiting on top of that baseline, every single month, we get to build something that builds bigger and bigger and bigger. But if one of those is not there, you're going to either stay the same or find yourself going backwards. And that has happened multiple times at different times in my business for sure. There have been months where I just felt like I wasn't taking care of anybody because I was just focusing on prizes or, you know, recruiting. And I remember like, what is it, July of 2017 or something, I signed like 12 people. Maybe it was it would have been 2016, I think. It was just on our way when we were kind of flying early on in our business. And I just had some of these months where I was signing more and more and more people. And I was like, I didn't know what I was doing yet. And I wasn't taking care of any of them. And like the next month, like less than half of them ordered again, you know? And so there should always be excitement in recruiting high numbers. Obviously, that's how you're going to grow your business. Like the more people you talk to, the more people we sign up, of course, you're going to be able to reach those ranks faster. But also we want to make sure those people are getting started correctly. And this is why we are focusing a lot on involvement in the team pages and trying to work together to create these systems that we can plug people into, these new systems, and some of these systems that we've been doing forever, like Saturday Night Lives, like getting people plugged into information that they can access quickly and easily and learn and be a part of our community. That's what these calls are for too with our new ambassadors. You know, it's going to take a little while. Maybe people are going to jump on in the beginning because they're like, oh, that's weird, I don't know. But to make things like this normative, because when they feel like they belong, they're not going to feel like they're by themselves out there somewhere and like it's take it or leave it. Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately we all enjoy being around each other, and that's a missing piece for a lot of people. So real quick, just some tips on each of these things. And we're going to go more in depth on specifics. That's really what I wanted this week to be about, is like last month we had a killer month. Well, guess what? As much as we want another killer month this month on recruiting, we also don't want half of those people to not order again. You know, like we need to protect those people's investment. We want to make sure that they're getting started right on their products. And again, we can't please everybody, and there's going to be things that happen. But for the most part, we want to see a good retention rate. So when we're talking about retention, our company retention rate, like to have a positive retention rate, like you want to be like in the 80s, right? You want to have in the 80s. So right now our team for our 30-day retention is in the 80s. Like we do really well for 30 days. But at 60 days, we drop to about 69%, like in the upper 60s, which is not horrible. Like that's not that bad. But what happens then is that the 90-day mark, we're seeing that we're dropping significantly to around like 40% of people. So at that 90-day mark, we're seeing a lot of people like either turn subscriptions off, go below 100 PV, or kind of take it or leave it. So this is something that I'm working on, is like, okay, so our processes, maybe that's a duplication thing. Are we helping people go silver so that they can afford their products still at month 3, that they're involved and invested because they have accountability partners? You know, that's a big piece of it, is having other people invested in it with you. Are there processes and fun things in place that those people are still able to plug into after that initial like here's all this fun stuff. And then at month 3, it's kind of like, what now? Is there things for those people to continue to be plugged into? So those are things we're thinking through and that you can be thinking through specifically for your team. Y'all, I don't know about you, but who on here is using the Dough app so far? This is like my best friend assistant that I always wanted in this business and never could find and never could have, like in my brain of like, I just need someone to pull out 3 to 5 names every day so that I can check on people and love on people and know who to reach out to. And this app is doing that. And it is so helpful because you guys, I am so guilty. I'm a very big, like, out of sight, out of mind, and I have to have some sort of organization process in place. And guess what? I am not that organized, and it's been 3.5 years and I still did not figure that out by myself. So thank you, Jesus, for Dough. Because a big part of retention is literally just staying in touch, right? Some people aren't going to check the team pages, and we can tag them in things, but even then they're not going to do that. So what the Dough app has helped me to do, and if you're new and you're like, what the heck are they talking about? Dough? Are they baking something? It is actually a website that a third-party company has created specifically for Plexus ambassadors to help with income-producing activity, which is simply reaching out to new people. And you import your Facebook friends list. You can import your contacts and your Instagram contacts even, but reaching out to new people while also taking care of your customers and ambassadors. And sometimes it's just sending a simple message, or for me, it's been helpful because a lot of people that I haven't talked to in a long time, maybe that have been off of their products even for a long time, it reminds me to go love on them and like reinvest in their life, maybe comment on a couple of their pictures or see what they're going through so I can send a quick text message to somebody of like, hey, how's your mom? I saw this, like it's helping me be able to keep up with people, because a lot of times what happens is we care so much for these friends of ours, and then we're busy. Like, we're busy with our own life. We're busy trying to move forward, right? And it's not that we're forgetting people or leaving people in the dust, but it's just one of those things that like falls out of our brains, and like we can't remember everybody and everything. Like, it's really not possible. So that is an incredible system. If you have not invested into that, I think there's a free 14-day trial that you can do, and it's very inexpensive. If you're serious about growing this business, I would very, very much encourage you to invest in Dough. And you can, we've got some posts about it on our business page, but definitely reach out to your sponsor if you're not doing that yet and you would like some more information. It has been a huge game changer even for me, because I struggle with the same things. Like, it doesn't matter what level you're at, like it's all the same stuff. So retention is really about connecting with people, getting people plugged in so they have a place to belong. So that I talked to another team today about my silver story. And when Abby wasn't even senior gold yet when I joined her, yet she added me to testimony pages. And did I ask her to do that? No. Did I think that I would ever look at them? No. But guess what got me sharing and what made me passionate about these products? Being in those testimony pages. Because when I got curious, I went in there and was like, what the heck is this stuff? And I became my own business builder, like without even asking anybody, because I just was so shocked and awed by these amazing testimonies. So utilize real people, real stories. Even for our regular teammates, it doesn't just have to be for prospects. Get your people in there. That is belief building. That is understanding the gold mine that we have to bless other people, right? And it's just reminding them, you know what, I need to be on this stuff. How many times do I hear people that have been off of it before, or they just like kind of let things go, or just, got inconsistent or whatever. And it's like, man, I know how good this stuff is. I keep seeing those testimonies. I know I need to get back on this. I know I need to get back on this. And they just need someone to say, yeah, you do. I'll do it with you. Get back in here. It's fine. Like, you're good. Like, just restart. Just drink your pink drink in the morning and get on your capsules tomorrow night. And it's just that simple sometimes. So retention is huge. If you are a handwritten person, if you block time out for cards or things like that, that is like icing on the cake, you guys. How many people love to get a sweet written note in the mail and you're just like, oh, I can't believe they thought of me. Like, that is amazing. That might be something we build into one of our challenges this week, because for busy people, it is hard to like be like, oh yeah, when am I going to have time to sit down and write like 20 note cards, right? But it's one of those things that if you're treating this like a business, you make time for, you schedule in time to do certain things like that, because retention is important. Making sure people know that you care about them and know that they're important is important. And I'm saying this because I'm also preaching to the choir. I'm looking at all of you thinking of how many times I should have written you a card or like called you more, like done this. Like, we cannot, like, you can guilt trip yourself, like, or not, like, don't do that. But like, moving forward, just know that that is something that is important, because these are people. They're not just numbers. We're not some one-time stop shop establishment where we're like, hope enough people come by on the highway today. No, like, we're dealing with our friends and our family members and people that we care about in their health. And so we do want them to know that we care and we appreciate them. Some things that I have thought about doing and have done previously in my business is, especially with customers. Customers, I feel like, fall through the cracks a lot because we love our ambassadors. They're involved in a lot of stuff, but our customers, they're kind of like, they don't really belong. They're not involved in a lot of things. And I used to do customer appreciation stuff. Like, I used to send out a newsletter. And I'm like, man, how did I have time to do all of this? Good grief. But I would do like a drawing for customers who ordered every month, and they would get like a free product or something. Like, you can be as creative as you want to with this. Like, look at what other small businesses are doing that you're like, oh, I love that. I love when they do that. Or they're giving away coupon codes, or they're giving away free samples, or they're doing this for their customers. That's why we do the Subscribe Tribe prizes, you guys, because as much as we want to incentivize new people joining us, we want to reward our people who are here faithfully and let them know that they are seen. So if you're not utilizing those Subscribe Tribe posts to tag your teams and say, hey, you do it every month, you've got your 100 PV order and you're eligible for this prize, love on them and let them know they are seen. They are the ones that are building your paycheck, and they're the ones that we want to make sure that they're happy, that they know that they're loved. So that is why we do those Subscribe Tribe things, not only to like teach people, hey, a subscription is important, 100 PV is important, but also like, we should reward people for doing the things that we need other people to do, like that we're teaching other people to. We got our good and faithfuls, and sometimes they go unnoticed because they're just doing the right thing all the time, right? They're just in it. So make sure you're making time for those people. But that's the other great thing that the Dough app is for, is this going to remind you of everybody. It's going to bring up all of those people. So Dough app, if you haven't got it yet, it's less than $20 a month. It is a complete investment. And if you use that application every day or even 3 times a week, you will definitely see growth. Like, it is an investment that is worthwhile. But of course, retaining is awesome, and you could have the best culture on your team, and your people could love you, and you could be gold for a really long time. Okay? You could be senior gold for a long time if you don't continue to move forward. What you can't allow yourself to do is get stuck in what we would call management mode. And that is where we're doing great. Maybe you're creating content. Maybe you've got your own team page at this point, and you're like, I'm posting, everyone's happy, everyone knows what's going on, we're doing this, our team calls are fun. Maybe you're even getting together with your team, but is it all relational and all managing the business that you have? Or is it working together to create third-party systems or whatever it is so that you can all move forward, including yourself? This is not a business that is just about helping other people underneath you move forward. You always continue to move forward. You have to. You have to. Even Jessica Heffley. Okay, so me, I am here. I'm an emerald, almost sapphire. We can do this, team. Above me is Abby Kappa. Okay, she's the youngest diamond in the company. She can do it at 23. We can do it in 5 to 10 years or however long it takes, right? She doesn't have a college degree, neither do I. She actually never even went, right? We can do this. She's great. So she's my sponsor. Above her is Jessica Heffley. Jessica Heffley is like a monster diamond. I'm telling you, like, not only did she go diamond, I think in like 8 months herself, like that's insane. That is like 10 months. Was it 10? Straight to the top of the company. She worked her tail off, but she went all the way up. She has created such a strong duplication system that she has some of the most jewels of any other Plexus Diamond. Like, her team is massive. And it's because she didn't stop at any level and wait on someone else to grow their business and go with her. She kept going while creating systems and creating things like the high five that we still use a semblance of today to give people tools to join her on that journey. You know, she was doing a lot of the things like the team calls and creating things that people could plug into while she continued to grow her personal business and created this huge base of level 1 ambassadors, which gave her some super strong people. And of course, I'm sure she had some people who, you know, were give or take or quit or whatever. But that then gave her a really wide base of level 2 ambassadors. And 2 of her diamonds she has 3 diamonds underneath her. 1 is Abby, which is our upline. And 2 are actually her level 2s, not her level 1s. Okay, so this is why it's important for you to keep growing, because you talking to that 10th person or signing that 30th person onto your team and to your level 1 is opening a network of people that you may find maybe a jewel not in your level 1. Maybe it's not that person you talk to, but maybe their friend or their mom is on fire for what these products have done for them, and they want to share it with the world, and that's going to be your jewel. Like, that's going to be your diamond, and that's going to be your runner. But you have to keep going to find it. If you're taking notes, there's a post on our team page on business essentials, which we're transitioning into essentially awesome. So it's not so businessy sounding because we're essentially awesome people. Okay. But there is a video on there by Melissa Eichenhorst that we talk about it a lot, but it's because it's so integral. It's very important to your personal recruiting journey. Thank you. I didn't finish college. So it's called Who's Your 76, or like Find Your Number 76. I forget the exact name of it. We'll bump it up and in the page and tag it in the bottom of this team page post. But what she talks about in there is like, you can't stop personally recruiting ever. Like, okay, so Jessica probably now could stop if she wanted to. She's diamond times a billion on this leg because of all of the growth and duplication that's happened over the last 5 years. She's also senior ruby, maybe even senior ruby on her second leg. Okay, so if she wanted to, like, she could probably stop now. So I'm not telling you that you're gonna have to work your butt off forever. But I am saying, like, until you get to that point where you literally have almost millions of dollars coming in every quarter, you're gonna want to continue moving forward, because you never know who your number 76 is. At this point, personally recruiting under myself and under Brandon, I've signed almost 200 people in the last 3.5 years. Like, that's a lot. Now, had I been personally growing and not afraid to do both of the retention and the recruiting kind of at the same time, I really think that we could probably be a lot farther on. But you know what? Hindsight's 20/20, and we're not going to live in the past, right, of how we might have had shortcomings and like, oh, what if? But I can see that and say, I have to do better in this area moving forward to protect all of those people and their investment, and also to grow our team, right? But this Who's Your 76, it's awesome. And it just talks about if someone told you that you have 3 huge pieces of gold buried in your backyard, okay? Each little dip with your shovel is like signing up a person, okay? That's sign up. Maybe you're going silver. That's 3 digs. Well, guess what? You didn't find any gold, but you went silver, right? So some people might sit back and say, oh, that's great. Some people really want to find the gold, though. And if you want to have a life or a business of having those pieces of gold, those golds would be your jewels, right? Your runners, your strong people that you're like hoping to find to do this with you to really grow your business. You have to keep signing people up. You have to keep digging those little holes and making that group and that community bigger to find those pieces of gold who are going to be like, let's be honest, everyone's a piece of gold. Like, we value and love everyone who joins our team. But I think what that analogy really is that you keep searching for the people who you want to be your business partners, who are going to run with this as much as you do, and as much as you want this, that they're going to meet you at that level. it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone has the same goals, right? Not everybody has the same life circumstances or needs or desires to do this business, but we can meet them where they're at. We can help them get their products paid for. But if you desire to grow in this business, you can't stop there. You can't stop when you just are like, well, you know what? It's great that we're getting this much. I can be content. Like, y'all, I'm kind of the contentment queen. Like, I'm like, I used to like call it like indifference. And I'm like, indifference is really negative. Like I care, but I'm like, I can be cool with this. Like I'm a very loyal person too. So I'm like, we don't need anyone else on our team. Like we can do this. I have amazing people on this team. Like we can go diamond. We don't need anybody else. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works, because we want to include as many people who need this as possible. Because what do they say? You can go fast if you go alone, or like if there's just a few of us, like we might be able to go fast, but you go farther. And it's so much more fun when we can bring more people into this to do this with us. Like my dream for our team, man, I'm just like, babe, we got to go diamond, because like I want to do all of these like retreat events. Like I see all of these diamonds like renting out these massive like beach houses, and I'm like, I want to do this with my team. Like we're going to get there. Like we're going to get to that level. But we also want people surrounding us and in our teams that want to come to those things, right? We want to create that culture and that community and find those people who want to be there with us, making vision boards or doing whatever, charcuterie boards and having cheese and I don't know, cake. Anyway, recruiting is a huge part of it, but we're going to learn this week, and I hope that you will tag your teams in these posts, because the earlier you can find that sweet spot of balance of loving who you have and helping them, as well as never giving up on your personal recruiting goals and teaching your team to do the same, you are going to find yourself going much farther and much faster in this business and achieving those ranks that you really want. We are also going to be posting, I have the silver one ready to go up after this call. Thank y'all for loving me through my insanity. But every day this week, there's also going to be a very thorough post of each rank, because I think sometimes there's a lot of just like ambiguity of like going silver or going gold or going ruby. And people at those ranks or that are going for those ranks really don't understand not only what they're going to get out of that, but maybe what they need to be doing as a silver ambassador. What things should you be learning once you're a silver ambassador if you want to go gold? What are the skills that you need to be working on developing before you go gold, so that when you go gold, you feel equipped to handle 20 people? And when you're gold, what are the things that you need to be working on now? What are some little skills, and what personal development books are going to be great for you at that level? So that's what I've been working on and has been in my brain for a long time. And I think about things, and I think about them, and I think about them, and I think about them, and then I never do them because I'm an overthinker. So I'm just going to throw it out there, and it may not be perfect, and there may be things we want to add to it later, but that's what the edit button is for. So that's great, right? So silver is going to be going up tonight, and I hope you'll tag your teammates in that, and I hope you'll utilize that, especially some of you who have maybe been silver for a while, maybe been silver gone backwards, or been silver and been like, I am going super silver at some point, or senior silver is what it's called now. Or going gold, but you just haven't been able to make those steps. I really hope that this is going to help you see where the holes are in maybe how you've been working your business to reach that next rank. Because I did a video, I don't know if some of you remember, it's called like hobby time equals hobby pay. You know, people will go to school for years and years and years and make so much less money than you're able to make with this business. Like you will go to school for 4 years to be a teacher, and you're going to make between 25 and 35 grand. You know, I make almost 4 times that. More than, I can't do math. You know, I didn't even go to college. I can't do math. Okay. So if people are willing to spend that much time in school to do that and to make that, yes. Okay. Passion. That's awesome. I'm so glad that people do those things and they're passionate about that. But what I'm saying is we can commit to like an hour a day and to studying and personal growth, because when you do those things, it's not just helping your business. Trust me. I'm finally committing to like personal growth right now, and it is helping in every single area of my life. Like it is so beneficial. Okay. And then I'm able to pass that on and encourage other people to do the same. So it is just this beautiful gift that keeps on giving. But that's what I'm hoping that these posts are going to do, is show you, you know what, maybe you eked by like me. Man, I feel like I like kind of just eked by all the way to Ruby, even like to see Ruby. And then I was like, whew, what the heck happened? You know, like, what do I do with all of this? And I wish I had known, like, okay, by the time you get here, you really should know these things and should be at least trying to achieve or like grow in these areas. That would have really helped me. So I hope to provide that to you guys. So you can just have kind of a litmus test of like, you know what, I need to be putting a little bit more time and effort into this area, or my product knowledge, I'm about to be Ruby, or I'm about to be Senior Ruby, and like, I really need to get this under my belt. I'm going to spend 15 minutes a day studying this so that I can check this off and say, got it, you know, so that by the time I hit my next rank, I know I'm good. For me, that would just be very beneficial. So I hope that that is good for you too. But you guys, ultimately, it's about consistency. It really is. It's about consistency and committing to this journey. It's a career. If we look at this as a month by month and kind of being like, well, it worked out that month, and in 3 months, it hasn't really been working out, you're going to always kind of have this disappointed mentality of like, if it works for me this month, then I'll keep going. Or if I do well this month, or if people are responding, then this. And what I'm telling you is, if you will just commit to the career mindedness of this, the long term, like, what do they call it? They call it like a 4-year career, right? If you're in year 1 or year 2 and you're still like me, and like, I haven't gotten here yet, you're not even halfway through, right? And for most of us that get to that point, if you're consistent, you're still going to be seeing such an incredible income that, you know, look, if I really dug in, I know that I can go to the top of this company, right? So I know a lot of you are there, and a lot of you are at the beginning, and you're just thinking, can I do this too? And the answer is yes. It really is very simple stuff, and it's just about being consistent and committed and enjoying this journey with us. Like, showing up, you're here tonight, and that says so much about your commitment to yourself, to this business, and to your sponsor and who invited you. Like, we are glad that you're a part of our family and that you're here to learn with us. So I will stop rambling because it's 9:40, and I will hand it over to Jessie, who's probably like, Sally, when are you shutting up? And she is going to tell us something super helpful. But definitely make sure you're continuing to check in through the rest of the week about our retain and recruiting and checking out those rank posts. But I'm going to pass over to Jessie, who's going to talk to us for just a second about the different X factors, because we technically have 3, and when and why you would just want to maybe use some different ones or switch back and forth.
Hello. All right. So first of all, I would like to jump in, starting to talk about X Factor and X Factor Plus. How many of you know which one has aloe in it? Both of them. Good job. Yay, Kim, I saw you said it. So both of them have aloe vera in it. And a lot of people, I get that question all the time. They're like, which one has aloe in it? And the answer is both. So that is something that is similar about them. Can I talk louder? Are you being sarcastic? Are you being sarcastic, Mary Catherine? Am I for real sounding quiet to y'all? Okay. Okay, so the one of the things I was going to tell you is that X Factor Original is often very beneficial to recommend for people that have a lot of GI issues like colitis. Some people that have just really irritated GI tracts, it can often be a lot more gentle on their system. And that is not for everyone. Some people do fine with X Factor Plus, but I've found that a lot. I have several people with colitis, and that one seems to be a lot more gentle. It's not quite as potent or as strong as X Factor Plus. But I want to tell you a couple of the other things that you may not know. X Factor Plus has a form of vitamin K in it that can affect how blood thinners work. And so if you have people that have blood clotting disorders or that are on blood thinners, you would actually want to recommend Original X Factor as well. I do want to mention another thing though. I've had a lot of people say, well, if you're pregnant, you don't need to be taking X Factor Plus. You need to be on X Factor Original because X Factor Plus has vitamin A in it and X Factor Original does not. But I kind of want to just say, check with your OB, and I would tell your person to check with their OB, because for me personally, and actually I'm in a group with several other RNs who were also pregnant since they've started Plexus, and all of our OBs approved the X Factor Plus, and we took that as our prenatal actually. That's another interesting thing, is that for most of you may know that aloe vera helps increase the absorption of the nutrients by up to 300% more efficiently. And so that a lot of people think, oh, well, it doesn't have enough of this, or it doesn't have enough of this in the X Factor Plus, but it really was amazing for my prenatal. And when I actually had to go see a high risk OB, and she totally, she was like, this is an amazing product, stay on it. So anyway, I'm not alone in that. I just wanted to let you know that is another awesome thing about it. Let me see. There's a couple other things I wanted to mention. Oh, okay. So X Factor Plus, something that's unique to that is that it can help people that are going through menopause, specifically with hot flashes. So that would be a benefit of X Factor Plus. Another thing is that I always used to forget this in the beginning. X Factor Plus has actually been clinically shown to help with anxiety as well. So if you have someone who's dealing with anxiety, Vital Biome is not the only one that you can recommend that has been clinically shown to help with anxiety. X Factor Plus has as well. And there were a couple other things I wanted to mention about that one. Overall, it is just a lot stronger. X Factor Plus is, sorry, I keep saying the names a million times, but it has a lot more bioavailable nutrients. So they're just going to be easy for your body to break down and to absorb. And the other big difference too is that X Factor Plus has that polyphenol blend that's like a gut health blend that the other one did not have, the regular X Factor. But both of them are amazing. I kind of used to only be like, oh, X Factor Plus is obviously the way to go, but they really are both really good. So just know that you can recommend both of them. And I did want to, before we, oh yes, Josie, thank you. MTHFR. Oh my gosh, I always forget that. And it's like the main thing that I'm obsessed with about X Factor Plus. They have a lot of people talk about folic acid and needing that in pregnancy, but actually folate is what you need. So we have the natural plant-derived form of folate, which is not the synthetic form of folic acid. But we have the type that is so good for MTHFR, genetic mutation. I found out that I had that with my third child, and this product is incredible. Like my energy went through the roof when I got on it, because it is just amazing for that. It's called 5-HTP is actually what that ingredient is called. And so it's amazing for that. So if you have anybody that is asking you about MTHFR, point them to X Factor Plus. And lastly, I did want to, folate, not folic acid. There's even Facebook groups called that. Folate, not folic acid. That's what you want to recommend. I wanted to talk to you really briefly, just touch on X Factor Kids. People always ask us, well, what products can you give to your kids? There's several products we can give to our kids, but our most popular one is the X Factor Kids multivitamin, but it's not just a multivitamin. It also has a probiotic in it. So it's going to have 13 essential vitamins. And these vitamins that are in our X Factor Kids are also very bioavailable, just like X Factor Plus, meaning their little bodies don't have to work so hard to break down the nutrients. They will be just very easily absorbed as they chew up their multivitamin. And then it has 3 different probiotic strains in it. If you look on the back, it says 4 billion CFU, but that's per 2 tablets. So there's just 2 CFUs per tablet, which is a really great dosage for children. And my kids love this. I can't even tell you how many testimonies I've heard across the board on our team of how once their kids started on this product, they stayed healthier once when school started and throughout the cold and flu season. And that has definitely been the case for my kiddos as well. And I will say it also, BioCleanse has normally been our go-to for constipation with children. But I know a lot of people who even have just seen benefit off of this multivitamin, the X Factor Kids vitamin as well. So those probiotics really are beneficial. And I mean, of course they are, but they really are very effective in helping little kiddos just to get their bowel movements regulated. And yes, Mary Catherine just said that they didn't even have to go to the doctor at all in 2018. And we literally have only had one sickness, knock on wood, this whole entire year. The last time we were sick was last January. We had the stomach bug, and we just got the stomach bug a few weeks ago. And literally it was less than 12 hours and only hit 2 people in our family. And I'm just like, that is amazing. It was such a blessing. So, anyway, that is the main thing that I wanted to mention. I feel like I did leave out a few things, I'm sure, about that, because there's a whole product information sheet on all of those. But does anyone have any questions about those? I'm going to look at the chat. Okay, well, if you have, Kim is saying X Factor Kids is safe for MTHFR gene mutation also. Yes. Yeah, it's really, yes, I forgot to mention that because I saw that too. Yeah, it has the folate in it as well, the 5-HTP. So that is very helpful for kiddos also. That's like, I know a lot of people that are getting their kids tested for MTHFR now as well. So, and no added iron, no sugar. I didn't go over those big things. Yes, there's no sugar, and that's a really, really big factor of this, no pun intended, factor. But that's a really big part of this, is that gummy vitamins and stuff like that do have sugar in it. And so X Factor Kids does not. No GMOs, 100% vegetarian. That is also a question I get. 100% vegetarian, no artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, or preservatives. And a really important one of my friends on here right now has kiddos with a lot of allergies. That this vitamin is free of common allergens like eggs, fish, shellfish, dairy, peanuts, or tree nuts, and no gluten. So it really is an amazing product. But yeah, if y'all have any questions about any of these 3 vitamins, just message us and let us know. But that is all that we have for tonight, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to y'all later.